In the last video on Kang the Conqueror comic series, I asked you a question. How did Dr. Doom appear on Kang's ship in 20th century, out of an unknown portal? Did you get the answer? No? Then let me tell you, it was Kang himself who has sent Doom here. Remember, in the event, when in search of digging past in history, Nathaniel went to Victor Von Doom's library, where he sees a huge statue of Victor Von Doom. And then suddenly, the statue came to life and attacked Nathaniel. And Kang shot him from his blaster from behind Nathaniel. And a portal opened, which sent Dr. Doom to 20th century. Now, Dr. Doom exactly landed in Kang's ship in 20th century. This is called Karma is a Real Bitch. Now we will continue the rest of the story. You will see how the ending will F you mind and fill you with astonishment. Well, hello guys, I am the manga comic and anime explainer, and today we will continue the Kang the Conqueror comic series. Now at this moment, Nathaniel wanted to kill Kang, and Dr. Doom also wanted to kill Kang. I guess you all have heard a saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So, what will Nathaniel choose? Team up with Doom and kill Kang, or team up with Kang and eliminate Doom from the fight and deal with Kang one-on-one? It was a tough call, but Nathaniel was a clever guy. He knew Dr. Doom is too powerful to be defeated by an 18-year-old child. Kang may be the master of time, but Dr. Doom is master of magic and a legend of power. So, Nathaniel chooses to team up with Kang and deal with Doom. And they both attacked Doom and threw him off the time ship into another time stream by opening a portal. And now Nathaniel took advantage of this diversion and shot Kang with his blaster, finally killing Kang. Nathaniel served vengeance for Ravonna. Then Nathaniel took his time ship and landed in Egypt as God Pharaoh Rama-Tut, removing actual Rama-Tut from the time stream. Now the same scene appeared before him where Nathaniel as Rama-Tut was on the throne and Ravonna and Kid Nathaniel was brought to his palace. The same exact scene but with Nathaniel in the guise of Rama-Tut. Friends, we will call him Nathaniel Rama-Tut for now. But in this time frame, Ravonna saw him in the mask of God Pharaoh, and she was already in love with the kid Nathaniel. But Nathaniel Rama-Tut already knew that a war was coming at his doorsteps. Apocalypse and Fantastic Four will arrive soon from unknown time and bring war in Egypt. So, in order to protect Ravonna, Nathaniel Rama-Tut had Ravonna taken into a compound of his own creation, a hidden place where the violence of the war wouldn't even touch her, and convinced kid Nathaniel to fight alongside him in the upcoming war. But here Nathaniel Rama-Tut made a mistake. Nathaniel Rama-Tut thought, knowing the past will secure him from the present, but he was wrong. He was so focused on Ravonna's safety that he didn't exactly get the time to build the ultra-diode ray weapon, the first weapon of original Rama-Tut, which killed Ravonna in the first place. And so, he had to face defeat in the hands of the Fantastic Four, having no other way. He did exactly what the original Rama-Tut did. He fled. Nathaniel Rama-Tut took the chrono ship or the time ship and launched himself into an unknown atomic wasteland, 6,000 years away beyond his unfixed origin. It was the place that forged Nathaniel into Kang, a war-torn, post-apocalyptic future that needed to be conquered. But surprises clings to Nathaniel incessantly, like an unwavering leech. And the name of this surprise is, once again, Ravonna. Chapter 3 ends here. Guys, does this comic explanation conquering your interest? If yes, then please hit the subscribe button. That will be extremely free for you, but will bring lots and lots of motivation and inspiration for me. Now let's continue our story. Chapter 4 starts with Nathaniel meeting again with another version of Ravonna in Earth 4086. Guys, we will call her Ravonna 2 for now. Nathaniel unintentionally uttered, Ravonna. Ravonna 2 replies, how the F? A traveler from Sky knows her name. Nathaniel replies, it's complicated and impossible to explain. I will tell you later. The place was infested, what they called Arbalist. Now who or what is Arbalist? According to Marvel Comics Universe, Arbalist are the members of the Ascani, a clan from Earth 6311, the actual timeline of Earth in which Nathaniel Richard was born. The Ascani clan is a religious group that worships the X-Men member known as Cable, whose actual name is Nathan Christopher Charles Summers. Yes, the one we had seen in Deadpool 2. And they are dedicated to fighting the villainous Apocalypse. Yes, the same Apocalypse who is the first mutant, and who invaded Rama-Tut in Egypt in this comic. Arbalist are warriors and a loyal member of the clan known for skills in combat and dedication to the cause of the Ascani. And did you know, guys, Cable is actually the son of Cyclops, whose real name is Scott Summers, and Madeline Pryor, who is a clone of Jean Grey. Now if you have watched Deadpool 2, then you all must know that Cable did travel back in time to kill Firefist, the 14-years-old kid, Russell Collins. Well, actually in Marvel Comics Universe, his name is Rusty Collins. I don't know why the creators of Deadpool 2 movie changed his name. Now guys, just think for a moment. Cable has time-traveling abilities and Kang is master of time manipulation. So, they have encountered often and involved in clashes across different timelines and alternate realities. But sorry guys, I cannot explain that part in this video, as it will make the video too long and I don't have enough resources to do that in one video. I work alone. However, I will try to cover that story in some other video. Now back to the story. In this comic, Arbalists are depicted as post-nuclear zombie-like mega beasts that came from sky and ruled the earth. So Ravonna 2 and Nathaniel teams up to fight against them for liberation and freedom. Nathaniel was thrilled to find Ravonna 6,000 years after the event in Egypt. Nathaniel enjoyed and exhilarated the war and violence, fighting alongside Ravonna 2. It seemed like a language they both speak, language of brutalities and killing. In due time, Nathaniel asks Ravonna 2 does she have any memories of her childhood and parents. Now Ravonna 2 gives a shocking reply that she does not have any such memories. The sky threw her down, and she finds her only purpose in life is conquest. Now guys, please remember this scene. It will effing shock you in the end, how actually Ravonna is born in all timelines and time streams. Eventually, Nathaniel explains Ravonna 2 about all the previous events and how he felt in love with her. Nathaniel explains how he loved her from the dawn of civilization, and tried to convince her that we can leave all this and live gloriously. It's fate that has brought Nathaniel once again to Ravonna, and we can be together till the end of time. Ravonna denies and forcefully slammed Nathaniel to the floor, citing, "I am not that Ravonna. I belong to no one. I belong only to myself." At that moment, Nathaniel once again remembers the harsh word of Kang, never love. Now Nathaniel eventually getting the very point Kang tried to make at that moment. Now memorize this scene very carefully guys, and bear in mind this person who is shooting Ravonna. This will also add up in the end. Now this shattered Nathaniel to the deep of his heart, and he decided, if I had to choose between the heart that was once pierced by the love of Ravonna and the heart now hardened against her, then I will choose conquest. Nathaniel led a rebel group, either by brainwashing and indoctrinating them, or compelling them by giving two choices: join me or die. Many chose death and rest agreed to follow him, and victory seemed intoxicating to Nathaniel after years of losing. Finally, Nathaniel chose the path of conquest, dominance and to control, and to be a conqueror. In this very place, Nathaniel built his first neurokinetic armor and his time ship, and raised himself as Kang. Now, Nathaniel is Kang. After gaining control over Earth 4086, left the place with his neurokinetic armor time ship in search of glory and centuries of conquest. Now what happened to Ravonna 2? It is not clearly mentioned in the comic. During his journey of conquest, he won several battles in several worlds. There is even a mention of the quantum realm, ruled by Cosmosian monarchs. Nathaniel showed them their errors and blessed their endless cities by reforging their factories for his time-spanning war machines that we have already seen that in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania movie. In his conquest, he even faced and defeated several other versions of Kang. And finally, Nathaniel returned to Earth 4086 after 99 years, the very place where his journey of conquest began. After landing, someone commanded, "Bow, mad conqueror. Bow before that last free ruler on Earth. Bow before Princess Ravonna," she said. Now since I already told you guys, surprise always surprise, Nathaniel never leaves his side. Surprise is like the most loyal girlfriend of Nathaniel. It was her again. So, after 100 years, now Earth 4086 was under the rule of Princess Ravonna. But this is not Ravonna 2. This Ravonna doesn't even recognize Nathaniel. She called her tyrant Kang, so we will call her Ravonna 3. But how did she become the ruler of Earth 4086? It's not clearly mentioned in the comic. Nathaniel was once again felt the exhilarated love for her. The same face, the same eyes, the same soul. He found her once again. That must be his fate, Nathaniel thought, to be with Ravonna forever and ever. And that is the exact reason why destiny keeps him bringing face to face with alternate versions of Ravonna. She is the only thing Nathaniel desires in all of the Cosmic Universe. But the generals of Kang in this world were rebels against the rule of Princess Ravonna and demanded more conquest. But Nathaniel decided to resolve this once and for all. He freed her kingdom, despite obligations of his generals, and decided to win Ravonna's love by not fighting against her, but fighting alongside her as a hero. Nathaniel tried to win love with love. But guys, I told you to memorize the person that killed Ravonna in this event. It's this person. His name is Baltag. Now that Nathaniel knows the future, he decided to end Baltag before he could kill Ravonna 3. But it's the love for Ravonna that made him show mercy for Baltag, and Nathaniel ordered to cage him. This was time, Nathaniel thought. He finally won. He won love, he won Ravonna, and he won time. And time laughed at him once again. That mother effer Baltag grabbed a gun somehow and shooted Ravonna 3 to death. The exact same event repeated again. and the vision appeared before Nathaniel. This, once again, proved knowing the future will not secure the present. Nathaniel was enraged for his own guilt. As a villain, he could not gain her love, and as a hero, he couldn't save her life. It felt like a cage to Nathaniel, created by his own self. Trying to escape Kang, Nathaniel himself forged the bars of the cage, and the cage is called Kang. And in desperation, Nathaniel once again did the very thing he should never have done. For his love for Ravonna, he shattered time and destroyed the very fabric of time. How? We will see in Chapter 5. Chapter 4 ends here. Chapter 5 starts with Ravonna 3 dying in the arms of Nathaniel, shot by Baltic, and Nathaniel couldn't stop but blaming himself for losing her again. And those words of Kang, stabbing his heart, "Never love, or love will conquer you." So, out of desperation, Nathaniel unleashed a catastrophic blunder. Nathaniel injected Ravonna Rainslayer's soul into fabric of time like a dye, just like injecting a color in water. Now that will create a paradox in time and will give birth to infinite Ravonnas and infinite timelines. And thus, it will give infinite chances to Nathaniel to save her. And guys, that's the very reason why Ravonna 2 of Earth 4086 didn't have any memory of childhood or parents. And same is the case with all the infinite Ravonnas. Nathaniel thought his plan to be genius and flawless, until time once again joked and laughed on Nathaniel. In 1347, Ravonna dies due to plague infection, before Nathaniel arrives there. In 4000, Ravonna rejects Nathaniel and slammed him on the floor, the event we seen with Ravonna 2. In 5323, Ravonna was killed by Overmind before arrival of Nathaniel. Overmind is a powerful supervillain and an extraterrestrial being from the planet of Xandar. His real name is Grom. In 4998, Ravonna was killed by Baltag. It was Ravonna 3. In 2920, Ravonna was the Moon Knight in Egypt and killed by Apocalypse, despite desperate attempt of Nathaniel to save her. In 3423, Ravonna was herself a master of time and clashed badly with Nathaniel. So basically, Nathaniel loosed Ravonna in every timeline. But there was one timeline remaining. One last time, one last chance for Nathaniel to save Ravonna. In 7634, far beyond the end of man, there was nothing to conquer. There was only machines and advanced mechanoids. And even there Ravonna was born and survived. We will call her Ravonna 4. And she recognizes Nathaniel, calls him a monster, enraged and attack on him. She knows how her soul was injected into the fabric of time like a dye. Nathaniel was astonished, thinking how could that be possible? But Ravonna 4 revealed that the great machines know time and all is history. Ravonna 4 accused him of being cruel and mean for riding her across all timelines. But Nathaniel said he did it out of love, true and pure love. In return, Ravonna 4 said, "It was not yours to write, you pathetic little Nathaniel Richard." Another failure for Nathaniel he couldn't bear, and shot Ravonna 4 with his weapon. But Ravonna 4 was from the time of great machines. Ravonna 4 blasted Nathaniel into the time stream. Now, since Nathaniel himself was the creator of this manipulation in time, this paradox ended, and brought exactly from where it all began. Now guys, please guess from where it all began. And well, write in the comment if you can. Well, it led Nathaniel back to the same 18-year-old kid Nathaniel, who was digging past in Victor Von Doom's library. Nathaniel exactly remembered the events of how he was fooled by Kang in the first time, and now he is going to do the same thing. He gave the kid the same chance to join him, as he was once given by the monster Kang. He took the kid to the same place and time during the era of dinosaurs. He treated the kid Nathaniel with the same brutality once Kang treated him. Showed him the same event where Ravonna 3 was killed by Baltag and died in his arms, and gave him the same advice that once Kang gave him, never love or love will conquer you. He knew that kid Nathaniel fell in love with the girl Addie after slaying the T-Rex, and so he killed the elder whom they called the Lasting Peace and the entire village in front of the kid. He did all those to toughen the kid. Those were the lessons which will help the kid face the upcoming trauma, the trauma of love. Now do you remember guys, that night when Nathaniel intoxicated Kang with some herbs to stole the neurokinetic armor to escape Kang? That same night arrived, and the kid drugged Nathaniel and stole his armor and fled to Egypt. But Nathaniel is not actually intoxicated. He exactly knew this would happen, and so he let the kid go. Nathaniel had another armor hidden in his closet. He put it on and went out for self-realization. Nathaniel regretted for one last chance to save Ravonna, but realized that, in return, he himself became a puppet in the hand of time and did exactly what time demanded from him. Nathaniel realizes he once had lived an immortal life, a boon of immortality, a power of God. But what's the use of all that when there is no one to love? He lost all the Ravonnas in all the timelines and time streams, and now he wished to finally release her grip from his heart. Now he wished to rest, to finally rest from this eternity's trap, to finally rest in peace. Nathaniel bid himself goodbye, waited for the comet to impact the Earth and Armageddon to happen. For that Armageddon will be Nathaniel's funeral pyre, and along with the dinosaurs, Nathaniel will also rest in fire, knowing the only greatest lesson the vicious loop of eternity taught him: never ever love. And thus, this is how it all ended. How finally Kang and Nathaniel Richard ended. And lastly, the comics concluded with the saying, "The time traveler called Kang the Conqueror has led many lives across many eras. He has been a pharaoh, a villain, and a warlord of the spaceways. Even, on rare occasions, a hero. Across all timelines, one fact seemed absolute: time means nothing to Kang. But the truth about the Conqueror is much more complex. Kang is caught in an endless cycle of creation and destruction, dictated by time, and previously unseen by any but the Conqueror himself. A cycle that, once revealed, could finally explain the enigma that is Kang. It begins and ends with an old and broken Kang, sending his younger self down a dark path. Can young Kang avert catastrophe and find his way to a better future? Or is he doomed to repeat the same cycle of tragedy and violence for all eternity? Well friends, the comics ended with this question. Now you can comment your answers, or wait till if the next volume comes up. After completing this comic, I am really feeling bad for Kang. All he wanted was to love and be loved, and in return he got nothing but just failure. Broken, devastated, and deeply shattered. I told you guys, love leads you nowhere. With that note and a heavy heart, I bid you all goodbye. Next comic explanation on another Kang comics will be coming next week. If you like the effort to bring you this explanation, please smash the subscribe button, absolutely free of cost. See you in the next explanation. Till then, goodbye guys.